Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. A weighty reality. In the hushed corridors behind the cameras and the bright glare of studio lights, reality TV often walks a tightrope between authenticity and performance, between raw life and narrative construction. 1,000-Pound Sisters has, for years, served as a window into the Slaton sisters' personal struggles, with weight, health, family, and self-worth. Each season has brought new revelations, new surgeries, new emotional peaks, and recurring questions about whether this story can or should continue indefinitely. So when Tammy Slaton apparently all but confirms that a Season 8 is in the works, that moment carries weight, both symbolic and literal. It suggests continuation, that viewers, producers, and the family still perceive a story to tell. But it also invites scrutiny. What does continuation mean in a show so deeply rooted in physical transformation, medical risk, and personal vulnerability? Let us step through the clues, the implications, and the possible futures of 1,000-Pound Sisters Season 8, anchored by what we know about Tammy's comments, her health, the show's history, and the emotional stakes for the Slaton family. The clues. What Tammy Slaton actually said. First, let's consider the evidence. The phrase, all but confirms, suggests that Tammy didn't issue a formal announcement, but that her words implicitly insist something is happening. According to The Things, Tammy reassured fans that Season 8 is in the works. Meanwhile, some outlets debate a contrary possibility, that after Tammy's skin removal surgery, the show might be canceled or scaled back. An article on IMDb also frames it ambiguously, seemingly confirms. Season 8 is canceled after skin removal surgery, though that headline itself is conflicting. What emerges is a tension. Some sources report Tammy's affirmation of a new season, others highlight health obstacles or uncertainty. To parse this, let's reframe what all but confirm could mean in this context. Implicit confirmation through narrative choices. If Tammy speaks about upcoming events, filming, or story arcs in a podcast, interview, or social media in a future tense way, fans may interpret that as confirmation. Lack of denial, especially in celebrity media, silence or lack of denial can be viewed as tacit agreement. If asked whether Season 8 is happening and Tammy doesn't say no, that may fuel all but confirmed interpretations. Behind-the-scenes evidence, filming activity, social media posts from crew or locations, or fan sightings of the Slaton family might supplement her remarks. Thus, the claim that she all but confirms is less about a formal press release and more about cues that hint strongly at continuation. But to understand the full picture, we must assess what might support or hinder Season 8 from happening. Health, surgery, and risk. The real-world constraints. One cannot talk about 1,000-Pound Sisters without confronting the physical and medical realities behind the show. The Slaton sisters' health has always been central to the narrative. Tammy's journey has been punctuated by bariatric surgery, weight loss, hospitalizations, and now the desire for skin removal surgeries. In late 2024, Tammy's skin removal surgery plans made headlines, though they have repeatedly been delayed or complicated by external factors such as her vaping habit and lab values. A plastic surgeon warned that nicotine use could mess up chances of having skin removal owing to infection or wound healing risk. These medical constraints may play a pivotal role in determining whether filming can continue. Reality shows, especially those involving medical journeys, often require clearances, insurance, and risk mitigation. If Tammy's health remains precarious, the network or producers might hesitate to film sensitive procedures or push her toward dangerous edges for ratings. Additionally, one article speculates that Season 8 might be canceled because of skin removal surgery rather than affirmed. That speculative framing suggests that the surgery represents a pause or pivot point for the show. So while Tammy's statement may lean toward continuation, the medical realities could limit what the season can show, when it can film, and how dramatic or intense the narrative can be. The narrative imperative. Why the show might continue. From a storytelling and production standpoint, there are strong incentives for 1,000-pound sisters to persist. Ongoing transformation. The Slaton sisters' weight and health journeys are not linear. Even after major weight loss, challenges remain. Maintenance, comorbidity management, psychological struggles, and further surgeries. There is more story to tell. Fans might want to follow their post-skin removal lives, adjustments to new bodies, and the emotional fallout. New personal chapters. Tammy's personal life continues to shift. She has revealed dating a woman named Andrea, a first public romantic involvement since her husband's passing. That opens a relational subplot that naturally fits into reality TV arcs: identity, acceptance, family dynamics. At the same time, sibling dynamics evolve. Tensions between Tammy and Amanda have bubbled, with claims of jealousy and hurt. Those interpersonal dramas remain rich fodder for cameras. Fan demand and ratings. Long-running reality shows often survive on loyal viewership. If fans remain invested in the Slatons' journeys, networks may see value in granting them another season, even if toned down or restructured. The ambiguity of Tammy's confirmation could prolong conversation, hype, and media interest until a formal announcement. Legacy and closure. Sometimes the reason to continue isn't ratings but legacy. The Slaton story, for better or worse, has become a cultural reference point in obesity narratives, body acceptance, and reality TV ethics. A Season 8 could give space for reflection, closure, or redefinition rather than ending mid-transformation. Given all that, it's plausible that producers and network executives see utility in backing a new season. Risks, pitfalls, and ethical complexities. Yet, the path forward is fraught. The ethics of filming medical vulnerability. Reality TV that follows people through illness, surgery, and recovery carries ethical questions. At what point does filming become exploitative? If Tammy or other family members experience complications, setbacks, or psychological distress, cameras capturing those moments may become controversial. Producers must balance storytelling with dignity and responsibility. The risk of overexposure and narrative fatigue. Viewers might grow weary if the show recycles the same tropes: hospital visits, weigh-ins, conflict. To retain freshness, a new season must introduce new arcs, perhaps focusing less on surgical drama and more on life after extreme weight loss, the challenges of identity, independent living, career, relationships. See health limitations as narrative constraints. If Tammy cannot safely undergo further surgeries, or must pause for recovery, filming windows shorten. The show might pivot toward her health maintenance, or follow her sister Amy more. Unpredictable medical setbacks could delay filming or make a season misaligned with viewer expectations for dramatic reveal episodes. The audience scrutiny and backlash. The world of social media is unforgiving, especially for a show rooted in body issues. Critics may accuse the show of promoting voyeurism, body shaming, or exploitation. The Slaton family's vulnerabilities are public property. This invites backlash. If a Season 8 proceeds, it must tread carefully to respect the participants. What all but confirms might look like a speculative scenario. Let's imagine how a Season 8 confirmation might unfold behind the scenes and for viewers. Teaser or social media hint. Tammy posts a behind-the-scenes clip, perhaps a day in her recovery, or a crew van outside a hospital, or a short video saying, "Big things ahead, stay tuned." Audiences interpret this, even before a network press release. Fan sightings and location leaks. Fans or locals spot filming in Kentucky or Pennsylvania, post photos of cameras, crew, or the Slaton home, confirming that production is active again. Soft announcement via podcast/interview. Tammy or Amy mentions, "We've started filming again. Can't wait for you to see what's next." Or, "There's so much we've been through, we have to share it." This becomes media fodder and is taken as de facto confirmation. Network or TLC acknowledgement. Later, perhaps months down the line, TLC will issue a press release, confirm a premiere date, or release teaser/images. The earlier hints soften the impact, making the announcement feel like a formality. This is a typical cadence for reality shows. The phrase "all but confirms" fits that pattern, advance hints leading into official confirmation. Potential themes and storylines in Season 8. Assuming the season is greenlit, here are possible arcs and focuses. Skin removal surgery and recovery, capturing Tammy's surgical journeys: neck, arms, torso, legs, and the physical, emotional, and aesthetic adjustments. Also, possibly documenting the risks, scare episodes, or complications. Weight maintenance and relapse challenges. After extreme weight loss, many individuals battle plateau or regain. Showing this would underline how the journey never truly ends. Romantic and identity exploration. Tammy's relationship with Andrea, disclosure to family, acceptance, and how romance intersects with her new self. Amy's own relationships may also evolve. Family and sibling dynamics, conflict resolution, forgiveness, boundary setting, and the shifting hierarchy between Tammy, Amy, and Amanda. Independence and life beyond dependency. Skills, mobility, financial autonomy, employment or creative pursuits, how the Slaton sisters navigate life after weight loss when previously much of daily life was restricted by obesity. Mental health and self-worth, identity shocks, looking in the mirror, old habits, dealing with trauma, shame, and self-esteem. Public perception and stigma, social media reactions, criticism, empathy, body positivity, reflecting on how the world sees them versus how they see themselves. These storylines would allow 1,000-pound sisters to evolve beyond the simple weight loss show mold. Imagined opening narrative, a creative reconstruction. Here's a stylized opening monologue or scene that could introduce Season 8, capturing the all but confirmed moment in narrative form. Fade in, a quiet pre-dawn Kentucky road. Mist curls over fields. The Slaton sisters' home looms in silhouette. Tammy voiceover. They say the hardest climb is over, but the valley goes on forever. I lost half my weight, now I have to chase the part they didn't tell me about. Who I am without all that mass. Cut to Tammy in a hospital corridor dressed in scrubs, waiting for surgery. Tammy confessional. I've already made them promise. Every scar, every setback, I want the truth shown. Because people think the worst is over, but maybe the toughest part is what comes next. A technician wheels and surgical equipment. Timelines flash, filming begun, March 2026. Title card appears. 1,000-pound sisters, Season 8, Tammy voiceover. This isn't the end. It's a new beginning. Although fictional, this dramatization mirrors what fans might expect, or might already be seeing hints of, in trailers or promotional material. Counterfactual, what would it mean if Season 8 doesn't happen? It is worth considering the alternative, that despite her comments, a formal Season 8 never materializes. What are the possible reasons or outcomes? Production halts due to health complications. If Tammy or other family members face medical emergencies, scheduling constraints, or uninsurable risk, filming may stall indefinitely. Diminished narrative returns. Producers may conclude that the remaining storylines lack the dramatic arc or viewer pull to justify continued investment. Contractual or financial difficulties, budget, network priorities, or shifts in reality TV trends could lead TLC to pass on renewal. Ethical concerns or backlash. Growing criticism over the morality of filming people at extreme medical risk may push networks to end the series. If Season 8 doesn't happen, Tammy's remarks, reassuring fans, hinting, saying in the works, would be remembered as a kind of hope or cliffhanger. Fans might revisit her words, parsing whether she misled, was overly optimistic, or was sincere but constrained by forces beyond her control. In that scenario, the narrative closure is open-ended, more like a broken promise than a finale. Weighing the confirmation. So, has Tammy Slaton all but confirmed Season 8 of 1,000-Pound Sisters? In essence, yes. In that her remarks, media coverage, and the production logic strongly point to continuation. but it is not a full-bore, banner press release confirmation. It is a tacit promise, a coming soon vibe, a signal rather than a certificate. The show is at a turning point. It cannot merely continue in the same mold of surgical reveal and weight drama. The next season must deepen, mature, reflect, and adapt to the Slaton sisters' evolving lives. The medical risks are real. The ethical responsibilities are weighty. But the human stories of identity, resilience, family, and transformation still remain potent. In the end, perhaps the phrase "all but confirms" is exactly what this moment demands: a cautious optimism, an invitation to viewers to keep watching, tempered by the knowledge that life and health can surprise us in the margins.